Hello everyone, and welcome back to Let's Play Pathfinder Wrath of the Righteous. Last time we came here to, or we returned back to, what was it called? Current Glen, I think? Something like that, where Ulbrig wanted to go for his quest. And when we got there, some sort of griffin spirit, maybe his god, created a portal that took us here, to Gundren. We had to kill some plagued creatures. But now we have free reign of the city, or at least part of it. I think she said there was part of it that was, like, under quarantine. I don't know if it's here or if it's a different map, but let's go ahead and start checking out this town. See what we got in here. Okay, we got some vegetables. That's always good to have. It's always good to have some veggies in your town. Got a well. For some reason, I don't know if you guys have ever played it, but there's a game called Medieval Dynasty where you create like your little town and you have villagers come and everything like that. For some reason, the setup of this well with this tree here reminded me of a town I set up there before. Move along, Citra. Don't make my job any harder. You can cross the bridge, Chiefs. You can't cross the bridge. Chief's orders. Please, my mother's on the other side. You can see for yourself I'm not sick. Halt. I can't see a thing. Catching the sickness is the last thing I need. Go home and wait. Okay, yeah, so we can't go across the river. I thought that's what she said, but I wasn't sure if this was the river they were talking about. That's far enough. The burly fellow standing in front of you, or in front of the bridge, is unhurriedly peeling an apple. He glances at you, barely bothering to take a break from his task. I told you 100 times, there's a quarantine. Stay on your side with the rest of the afflicted. The healer will arrive soon. Chieftain's orders. I'm an honored guest of your chieftain. I'm about to knock out every tooth you have. Okay, we could probably pass these, but just name your price. I don't need anything from you. Wonderful. Now get out of my face. Rude. Yeah, no need to break in there quite yet. How long are we supposed to keep this watch over these stiffs? Oh, I just walked all over them. Tell me about it. I wish they'd hurry up and cart them off. Hey you, yeah you. There's nothing to see here. Move along. Bodyguard and axeman over there too. Citizen. Where's your merchant? That's what I'm really after. Nice little foresty area. Rowan. Examine the altar.
Got it.
The idol dedicated to the tribe's ancestors stares down at you in harsh benevolence, radiating tranquility and sanctity. As long as it stands here, the townsfolk need not fear the corruption of the abyss. That's nice. Oh, good gods and spirits. If my dear mother Soana is alive, guard her against harm, rid her of her foolish stubbornness, and help reunite our family. Ooh, I like your hut. Oh, that's really cool, actually. I like it.
Move out.
Now, why have we done away with thatched roofing? You know, it looks so cozy, doesn't it? I'm sure bugs are a problem with it, but it's an interesting roofing convention. I'm sure our modern roofs are better, but, you know, it does look nice, I think. Yasina offers you a friendly nod. You chose an auspicious hour to appear at on our doorstep. Wolf's Home welcomes its guests. Ulbrig Olesk, servant of the Heavenly Griffin, is knocking at your door. May I cross the threshold of Wolf's Home? You are a welcome guest in this house. Come in. It is an honor to have you. Ulbrig looks at the shaman in surprise, as though he expected a different response. Laughing, he wags his finger at her. Surely you don't let a visitor from another tribe in so easily. What if I wasn't who I claimed to be, but some Oglin or Fae? You should have tested me, asked me some questions to catch me out. But anyway, You've bidden me to come in, so in I'll come. But you should thank the gods that, this time at least, I am who I say I am. I didn't know. The shaman lowers her head like a little girl apologizing to her teacher. I keep the old ways, but so much has been lost. Thank you for pointing out my error. Why did you call me? How could I not? She cocks her head to one side and gives you a friendly smile. An open smile, too. Yeah. You are all that fills Serena's visions these days. The visions come to me, one after another. And each one, I see you and the one who walks beside you. That must be me, then. And Serena, is that the she-wolf that appeared before us in the ruins of Current Glen? Obrig pensively strokes one of the braids in his beard. A good omen. But what did we do to deserve it? I've never been to your town before, and sorry, but I've never heard of Serena either. But she knows of you. Isn't that enough? What can I do for Gundren, rather? Do you wish to help us? I knew your arrival was a good omen. I had doubts at first, but Serena's visions are not always clear. I wondered if you would be a great boon or a great misfortune, and even though only time will reveal the truth, I will have faith that our future is bright. Yeah, I guess it really depends on what you can do for me, if it's going to be a good omen or a bad omen. Gundren's troubles are many, you know. We are few in number. It is difficult for us to defend our home and gather food. But for as long as Serena watches over us, and we remember and honor her, all will be well. The great wolf will show us the right path. How could it be any other way? And yet there is one thing that has long since given me cause to worry. Serena's shrine in the sacred grove. Once, long, long ago, yes, just like in the tales, a genuine smile brightens her face and makes it look very young. Long, long ago, the grove was a place of safety, and people were free to enter the shrine. Can you imagine? Shamans of ages past could see Serena with their own eyes, speak with her just like we're speaking right now, not through obscure images and visions. Oh, how I wish I could return to Gundren to those days. Ysena sighs, but her sadness is brief. She shakes her mane of thick hair and smiles at you. Who can say? Perhaps you've come here to change everything. Those monsters at the gate. You find them troubling, do you not? It is true. Demons at our very gates. Serena sends me visions of a dark, coiling evil creeping its way to the town, but I can never discern its source. We must search the surrounding lands and learn where the hunger that moves came from. Evil, you say? You know, on our way here we came across more than just your Serena. We also ran into some Oglin with wings like a fly. I remember it saying something about its master. Could that be what your goddess is warning you about? It could well be. If only I could hear her voice more clearly. If only I knew the sacred rituals better. Then I wouldn't have to guess. Don't be so hard on yourself. You're doing a fine job. Dealing with gods is always a tricky business. Bamboozling at every step you are. Or bamboozled at every step you are. I haven't heard a peep from my god in a long time. Why? What did I do to anger him? Your guess is as good as mine. Where should I start looking? Her face becomes pensive, as if she's trying to summon images from her memory. Darkness. Thick, rustling darkness. The smell of dirt, moisture, and stone dust. And splashing water. Waves crashing one by one against the shore. That is what Serena is telling me, and Serena is never wrong. Look for a place that resembles this vision, and may the great wolf's blessing be with you. I want to ask you something. Tell me about Serena. Remember how I said you already knew her? I spoke no word of a lie. The white wolf that brought you here, that was Serena, the great wolf of Sarkoris. Serena the swift-pawed, Serena the sharp-eyed. She gazes somewhere over your shoulder, a slight smile playing on her lips. Her fur is whiter than the coldest glacier. She breathes in time and breathes out eternity. Those were the words my grandmother first used to describe her. Isena laughs, before taking on a more serious tone. Serena is the last goddess of Sarkoris. Her keen gaze brushes over Ulbrich. Not the last, Ulbrich corrects her harshly. Erevar, the heavenly griffin, still lives. Maybe other gods have survived as well, but I doubt there are many of them. You're right on that score. Tell me about yourself. She straightens her shoulders and back. What can I tell you? I'm a shaman, the spiritual leader of our town. A gentle and wise mother who listens to anyone who comes to her with their woes. I keep the traditions of old Sarkoris, listen to Serena's will, and pass it on to the people. But if you ask Sigvorn about me, you will hear that I am a petulant little girl with a head full of old tales. Her soft laughter fills the air. It may be so. I will show the stubborn fool how real old tales can be. How'd you come to be the shaman here? I'm delighted you asked. It's my favorite story. Every Sarkorian tribe must have a shaman who welcomes the newborn, bids farewell to the departed, gathers the people for celebrations, and communes with the gods. Such is the way of things, but Gundren hadn't had a shaman for a whole generation. The people thought the goddess had abandoned us, but they themselves had long forgotten how to worship her. The sacred grove had filled with wicked things, and it had been many, many years since anyone had entered the shrine. I was a little tot, must have been no older than 5, when my grandma let me out of her sight, and I ended up in the sacred grove. Everyone knew that place meant certain death, and yet I reached the very door of the shrine, and came back, and not a hair on my head had been harmed. Sorry, needed a sip of water there. The look in her amber eyes is triumphant. Serena kept me safe on my journey. I remember her white, fluffy tail. I kept seeing glimpses of it ahead of me. And I remember the smell of apples in fall. You know, those big red ones, the ones that only turn sweet after the first frost hits. After that, Serena began sending me visions, and eventually I took up the vacant post of shaman here in Gundren. Isena sighs. I remember it like it was yesterday. The warm, rough surface of the shrine's door under my fingers. I wish I could touch it just one more time. Are you descended from the shamans of this place? I honestly don't know. She looks perplexed for the first time since you met her. I think I am? Would the goddess have spoken to anyone else? I'm sure the blood of Sarkorian shamans flows in me. How did you learn about Sarkorian traditions? One can learn much by paying attention to the words of elders and reading the right books. When I was little, I learned all the Sarkorian tales by heart, about the Griffin brothers, the bear people, the black mage. It was all so enthralling. And when I grew up, grandmother gave me the book she had inherited from her grandmother. So that's how it is. Books and grandmother's tales. That's all that's left of our people. Ulbrich laughs bitterly, and not even 100 years have passed. What's your opinion of Sigvorn? It's obvious we don't get along too well, isn't it? She looks away. Whenever I see him coming along the road, I already know the two of us are going to fight like cat and dog. I just can't stand it. Every part of me rebels against his disregard for our traditions. Mages, Numerian technology. He drags anything and anyone into his so-called clan without a second thought. All that matters is that it works. Ancestral experience be damned. What he doesn't understand is that the body must be one with the soul. You cannot give up on your heart to save your people and remain yourself. Why, just look at the hunger that moves. It looks alright. The shell is alive, but peer inside. You will see a terrifying void. That's harsh. Comparing a corpse stuffed with flies to your own chieftain. Ulbrich chuckles. But sorcerers and Numerian metalsmiths? They're no laughing matter. You're right about that. Thank you. I have to go. May the great wolf bless you every step in these lands. Yep. That's high quality reading right there. Alright. So there's loot over here that we didn't pick up. So let's go pick that up as I look at my journal here. Okay, so find out how the demons are sneaking around. Explore the molten scar. Okay. Battered spirits. Wait for the result. Find Morveg. Morveg, CR's protege, right? Visit Blackwater Clan settlement. whence moves the hunger. More than once, townspeople have been or have seen these monsters right by the town's walls. Perhaps talking to these people might give the commander a few clues, pointing toward the location of the lair. Okay. I feel like here. Talk to Sigvorn, the chieftain. So where's he at? To the ruins, maybe? To the chieftain's house. Oh, is this the sick place? It might be. Are we sick here? Is that what's happening? Well, I guess we'll go to the ruins. Oh, no, that's where... That's the current Glen ruins, right? Okay. Okay. Yeah. Let's move over here, then. Alright, buddy. I'm an honored guest of your chieftain. The guard looks you up and down, and an awkward smile appears on his face. Alright, for you, I think I can make an exception. No sense in keeping you with the sick. You look decent. I mean, you look good. And anyway, I don't want any problems with Sigvorn. Good. We are very close to level 11, too. Nice. Okay. I know there was something over here, wasn't there? Yeah, there it is. Some loot. Thank you, thank you. And then we're just kind of going over, getting all the loot from places. Troubled merchant, though. Here we go. Market Square. Arison Cree. A lean, tall man behind the counter turns toward you. The suit he's wearing doesn't immediately catch the eye, but it is expensive. His thin lips stretch into a friendly smile. Welcome. I'm Arison Cree. Thanks for coming to my humble shop. Gundren's guests are my guests. Where are you and your companions from? From Dresden. The merchant's eyes light up even more. A crusader from Dresden. Imagine that. Very interesting. I usually see Numerian travelers here, and occasional Ustalav. You really are a special visitor. I think he's got a picture. But anyway, forgive my curiosity. I imagine you have questions. Or would you like to see my merchandise? Who are you? The merchant twists an expensive ring on his finger, looking lost in thought for a moment. I used to be asked that a lot, back when I'd just come here. Your question almost transported me back to those days. What used to be my answer? I'm a foreigner, but you needn't be afraid of me. I'm an Ustalav, but do weigh all the pros and cons of running a pitchfork through me. The merchant's laughter is soft, but very sincere. Those were the days. Full of fuss and new faces. A pleasant memory. A lot has changed since then. I've settled down here, started my own business, put on a few pounds. Happy to make your acquaintance. My name is Arison Cree. I'm a rare breed around these parts. A merchant, and an outstanding one at that, I must add. By the way, what would you say if this merchant had some business to discuss with you? What kind of business? Fair enough. Information first, decision later. You're a shrewd one. I could see that right away. And that's the reason I'm making this proposal. I suppose you've heard about the trouble at the Wolf Goddess's temple by now? In case you haven't, here it is in a nutshell. For a long time now, the temple has been besieged by demons. The goddess's powers prevent them from getting in, but they have no intention of leaving either. I've managed to find out that the demons are likely coveting a certain knickknack that's inside the temple. Well, knickknack is one way of putting it. Some might prefer ancient relic. It's really just an old piece of wood with a rich history, but as long as it stays in the temple, those monsters won't leave the town in peace. If you happen to get inside sometime, take a good look around. Ideally, I would like to acquire this item, but I would also welcome any information. Is it actually in the temple? What does it look like? Where is it being kept? Get the idea? I am prepared to pay handsomely for anything you can tell me about it. I'll look around the temple when I get the chance. You've made me the happiest among merchants. Glad to shake your hand and seal the deal. And remember, the reward will be very generous. I'm saying this in case you're not especially concerned about what will become of Gundren. Is this the evil path? Kind of sounds like it, huh? What's it like living in Gundren as an Ustalav? The merchant smiles a reserved, knowing smile. If the locals' looks could kill, but they can't, so it's eminently tolerable. Yes, I'm a little unpopular, this is true. You see, being an Ustalav here is an indelible stigma. No matter how many years I've been here, and will continue to be an honest shopkeeper, they always say, he's a nice chap, sensible and honest, but still an Ustalav, so don't put your pitchfork away just yet. You understand? What's the deal with Ustalav in this place? It's the troubles of bygone times. When old Sarkoris fell, a handful of survivors sought refuge in Ustalav. But the Ustalavs were afraid of the demonic scourge. Ustalav closed its borders to refugees, and the blockade has continued to this day. Yes. It's an antagonism that goes back decades. Sadness clouds the merchant's gaze. That blockade is a deplorable misunderstanding stemming from a lack of research into the nature of demons at the time. I was profoundly outraged to learn that the borders were still closed. Well, of course, it was beyond my power to change that. I did all I could. I came here and opened up my shop so that merchandise might in some way relieve these people's hardships. Okay, are you a good guy or not? I can't tell. Tell me about Gundren. A wonderful place, with a bit of an acquired taste. Quiet, old-fashioned, but you can feel its potential. Gundren can be more than this. It's a shame not everyone who's in charge of its future sees that. What do you think of Asina? A wonderful woman of firm principles. A true Sarkorian, although, between you and me, the total of her knowledge of the ancestral ways comes from what her grandmother told her, of what her grandmother had told her, of what... you get the idea. She goes out of her way to revive old customs, but from where I'm standing, it sadly seems to do nothing to help Gundren move with the times. Wouldn't you say forward is the only direction worth moving in? Time only moves forward. Be like time. That's what I always say. He who plows on ahead with no knowledge of the road will stumble into a bog, or fall into a ditch, and break both his legs. The girl might not know our traditions very well, true enough, but at least she follows them. That ancient foundation of all organized religions. Observance without understanding. Darren brings his hands together in a mock praying gesture. Let us pray to the holy I don't know what, and don't forget about donations. I love him. He's so great. What do you think of Sigvorn? A most worthy man, courageous, honest, and a true leader. Another pleasant trait of his is his openness to new things. Much as he strives to remain true to his Sarkorian roots, or his idea of them, it's just that he lacks any flexibility in political matters. Do you see what I mean? And Gundren is badly in need of allies. He's too ready to bend whichever way the breeze is blowing. Who ever heard of sorcerers in a chieftain's band? Obrick scoffs angrily. You know, it's not a good idea to trust everyone who's trying to make friends with you. Who wants Uglins for allies? Allow me to assure you, I have no dealings with... what did you call them? Uglins. On the contrary, you're talking about honorable, respectable people whose favor will only benefit Gundren. I don't like you. I reckon you're no better than an Uglin yourself. I look at your slimy smirk and I can see right away that you're up to no good. What do you think of the Wolf Goddess? A most interesting entity. In terms of power, she doesn't exactly rank with the likes of Iomedae, of course, but she is powerful enough. It's sad to see people's faith in Sarkorian gods wane by the day. A pity, but time passes and some things must pass with it. What was before will never be again, nor will old Sarkoris ever rise from its ashes. Show me what you have. Of course. Take my stuff first. Alright, let's see what you got. Quiver of Rose's Thorns. 89,000. Jeez. These better be amazing. The owner of this unit can use it to shoot 20 units of unholy speed ammunition per day. This ammunition deals additional 2d8 unholy damage on hit. Using this quiver grants chance to weaken the target for 1d6 rounds, as if it was under the Curse of Weakness spell. Yeah, I just can't ever see myself paying 89,000 gold for 20 arrows. It's just not enough. Like, if it was, that's just way too much. Unless these have like a really specific purpose you can use them for. That'd be really cool if they do, but you know, they're not like the midnight arrows where you can really change a fight with them. Maybe some fights you can, but nah. Padded armor of greater negative energy resistance. Oh my god. We do love negative energy resistance. This +3 padded armor grants its wearer resistance to negative energy 30. Okay. Arrow guard. A buckler. This could be for Camellia. It's a +4 buckler. Grants its wielder an additional 3 bonus to AC against range attacks. Dude, that's actually potentially really amazing. So she'd get +3 to her AC just by the shield itself. And then range attack she'll be a lot better on as well. I might end up buying that. That's really good. I have nobody that's going to use this. Yeah, it's not that great. Locust Shepherd's Staff. While holding this +2 quarterstaff, the wielder gains damage reduction 5 against the attacks of swarms. Okay. Melee attacks with this staff deal an additional 3d8 bludgeoning damage to all swarms, even those that would normally be immune to weapon damage. The wielder can use this staff to cast Remove Sickness 3 times per day as a swift action. I am actually kind of thinking of buying that for my character. It obviously isn't going to do the damage that the Scimitar Wind does. But just for like dealing with swarms, I feel like that could be great. I think that could be great when dealing with swarms. And it seems like we're going to have to deal with swarms quite a bit in this DLC. Scorching Bracers. These golden bracers grant their wearer an ability to cast Scorching Ray 3 times per day as a 12th level caster. And they increase the save DC against all evocation school spells the wearer casts by 2. Those are really good too. Shit, he's got some good shit. Ustalovic Pride. Heavy armor full plate. +3 full plate. A +3 enhancement to charisma ability score. And 4 to CMD. It also grants damage reduction 5 against attacks of the undead. I don't have anybody that wears full plate in here, do I? I think you do, actually. But you don't need that. You don't need charisma. Midnight Hunter's Ring. +2 to dexterity. It's another enhancement bonus, so that's what... Oh, we don't have an enhancement bonus for dexterity. Interesting. What's it do? Their attacks against lycanthropes gain a +2 enhancement bonus on attack rolls. Once per day, the wearer of this ring can apply the effects of the haste spell to themselves for 5 rounds. Shock, Earthbreaker, +2. Lycanthrope Bane, Heavy Crossbow, Headband of Wisdom, Quiver of Flaming Ammunition. Okay. You have a Bag of Holding? Nope. Diamond Dust. Okay, so I think we are going to get that. Which means I can sell this to you. Take a little bit of the sting off. Just a little bit. And I do think I want that staff. I kind of want these two. Who would really make use of that, though? I mean, Ember would, I guess. And who's my other character I usually have in the party? Woljif. It could be useful for Woljif. That's a lot of money we're spending on that, though. For something I'm not entirely sure is going to be useful. And I don't know if I should spend my money on this. It'll probably make this part useful. But how much of the rest of the game will I use this? I guess anytime we fight swarms, I could whip this out. We're gonna buy this. That was expensive. But I think in the end it'll be worth it. Okay, so AC up to 34 now with that. And when you are being hit by a ranged attack, it's another 3, which is great. So that should help her AC a lot. Should help her AC a lot. I'm very happy with that. Okay, and then this is gonna be your second weapon. And just throw that on. Alright, and whenever we are fighting a swarm, we can whip that out, and it'll do some good damage against swarms. Okay. What do you got, troubled merchant? Are you the heroes who helped fight off the hunger that moves at the gates? So you know how to handle those abominations. You can help me out too. The merchant sizes you up with his eyes and clicks his tongue in a friendly manner, clearly liking what he sees. I am Blimming, an upstanding citizen and merchant in this town. Ask anyone. Everybody knows me here. I make a living bringing back certain goods from Numeria. Of late, however, I haven't been able to bring back anything. The hunger that moves is stalking the mountain pass, and now my caravan can't get through. If you help me, you can be sure I'll see to it that you're well rewarded. Tell me what the problem is, and I'll decide if I'm going to help you. There's not a lot to tell, really. Caravans bound from Numeria use the mountain pass. There is no other route. And it's there, at the narrowest stretch, that the hunger that moves has made its new home. My caravan has been attacked twice. I haven't seen it myself, obviously, but many of my people escaped with their lives. Many of my people escaped with their lives then, and they all say that they were attacked by the hunger that moves. Now everyone's flatly refusing to go without heavy escort. Where am I supposed to find people to do the job? Sigvorn has no manpower to spare on account of that quarantine. So, will you do it? Sure. That's great. That's just great. My lads are sitting near the fisher folks' house by the wall. Tell them I sent you, and they'll explain the rest. Why would the hunger that moves attack a caravan? That's a good question. But do I look like an expert in these abominations? On the face of it, there's no reason the hunger that moves should attack wagons, but for all I know, perhaps there's no other prey on the mountains pass, so it attacks whatever living flesh it sniffs out. What are you doing, Gundren? I bring back goods from Numeria. I'm a humble trader, but here in Gundren, people like me are worth their weight in gold. We have to get some of our most basic items from Numeria, or we'd be truly miserable. What with Ustalav imposing a blockade on us 100 years ago. That's where I come in. I bring back hardware, tools, fabrics, spices, you name it. Let's trade. Huh? The merchant runs his gaze over you and chuckles. Why, a gentleman of such distinction would be much better served by Arisen Cree. My merchandise is what is simple articles for peasants like myself. My merchandise is what it is. Okay, I can't read. Alright. Good, because I didn't want to have to spend any more money on good artifacts. So, I'm actually kind of glad that you don't have anything. There's the caravan. Alright. Man, we're getting side quests and stuff here. Like, this is crazy how much this expansion's adding. Like, I wasn't expecting there to be this much content. The barkeep. Greetings. I'm the owner of this small but cozy tavern. You don't look like a local. Make sure to come by if you need a quiet corner to snooze in. Oh yeah, I could do it with sleep. Hell yeah.
If you're so good at healing other people, how come you don't heal yourself?
Of what? There's nothing wrong with me.
You're missing 3 fingers. And your hands are burned. That's objectively something wrong with you, right? Like, I understand, like, oh, but I've accepted that part of myself. That's fine, but you would be more efficient with all your fingers. You just would be. Like, there's a reason we evolved to have 5 fingers and not 7, or 10 fingers and not 7. They do the job the best. I mean, imagine what our bodies could have spent their energies on more if we didn't have to grow 3 extra fingers. You know? That goes outside, I guess. Just checking up around here. Yeah, it's a nice town. I like it.
I lead. You.
It's kind of sad that Sarkoris apparently isn't going to come back. At least according to our boy Kree here, who obviously is a very honorable and trustworthy individual. Bodyguard, axeman, axewoman. Loot.
Onwards.
A Fauchard. That looks like a cage. I was going to say it looks like a chest. Kind of does, but it's actually a cage. Alright. To the chieftain's house. Numerian spellcasters, 2 of them right there. Bodyguards. Sigvorn and Bjordolf. Good old Bjordolf. How did you even get across to this side? I'll be having a few choice words with the guards at the crossing. Come on in since you're here. Do you need any help with the quarantine? No, I'll handle it just fine. I've already sent off for a healer. Bjord, my advisor, took care of it. The healer's delayed in coming, of course. Sigvorn clicks his tongue in frustration. You'd think he'd hurry his nag a little after the fortune I paid him. Well, no point in fuming over it. He'll be here any day now. Why don't you let Escina help? If you've talked to her, you probably understand the reason yourself. He shakes his head. She's a heedless one. She believes Serena will protect her from everything, and she'll walk through the fire unharmed with that faith. And the disease is dangerous. 3 of our people have died already. That's why I've put all the sick in one house and put a guard on the door. It's the safest thing to do until the healer gets here. Then there's something else. The reason why Issa is so troubled with the whole thing. The disease reared its head after the feast day. And do you know which feast it was? The one in honor of our wolf. Escina is in charge of the preparations every year. So she torments herself. She feels guilty. And it takes a clear head to deal with any serious job. You have an advisor? What? His name is Bjordolf. I brought him all the way from Numeria. He was in my party. He wasn't much use in combat, but he has applied himself here. What do you know about the disease? Barely anything. It all began right after the feast in honor of Serena. They hadn't even taken the garlands off the gate that evening when the first one fell sick. Maybe they brought in the disease along with some foreign goods. Maybe it's something else. But people are hurting and dying. Talk to Bjord. He can tell you more. Your people might not last until help arrives. Sigvorn's hands curl into fists and his brow furrows. I am aware, he yells, but then quickly cools his temper. What do you suggest I do then? I can't get a healer from Usalov. The border is closed. Not that I want anything to do with those ghouls. Alright, it can't hurt. Go have a look if you like. I'll tell my people to let you go where you please. But Isina is not allowed to go anywhere near the sick. If you figure out a way to weed out the disease, come and we'll talk. Let me ask you something. What are your thoughts on Gundren? What a thing to ask. I'm the chief here, you know? My thoughts. They are the same thoughts any good father has on his child. For all their faults, they're still my child. Sigvorn's laughter is resounding and pleasant. After he is done laughing, he rubs his chin. I think I regret every day I ever spent away from this place. This is my home, my tribe, My tribe needs me. I won't let its spirit stiffen and wither, bound by old traditions, mages, technology, even horned devils for crying out loud. We will absorb it all and turn it to our benefit. One way or another, Gundren will live. No, oops. I'm listening to you, and I don't know what to make of it. On the one hand, Chief, I'll put it plainly, you're talking nonsense. When has ensorcery ever helped us? But then again, Ulbrich scratches at his beard. Then again, you've got the Sarkorian spirit. You're talking balderdash, but you are talking like a chieftain. What are we supposed to do, friend? Old Sarkoris died 100 years ago. The whole world's been turned upside down. What used to be reasonable is madness now, and what sounded like madness now makes sense. Times have changed. Sigvorn gives Ulbrich a friendly thump to the shoulder, but our spirit's the same as ever, no matter what century we're in. Tell me about yourself. I am the chieftain. Sigvorn shrugs his mighty shoulders, his face radiating calm dignity that gives you an indication of how much the word means to him. Do you see this sword? He nods over his shoulder at the worn, leather-bound hilt. I got it from my father, as he got it from his father, as he got it from his. And the one who originally forged it and let it drink the blood of his enemies was a Sarkorian chieftain, many moons before the fall of this land. And what was his name? Tell me, chieftain, what is your clan name? And what is the name of this fine sword of yours? Want to test me, do you? Very well. I'll present myself as is proper. I'm Sigvor Dautry, son of Aswald Dautry, grandson of Walder Dautry. Our clan was founded by Trovan Dautry, the great smith who trapped Dragonflame in his forge. And as for my sword, Sigvorn frowns. His name was lost along with our homeland. My grandfather died defending his home when my father was just a babe. The sword survived, but my grandfather took its name to his grave. May I take a look? Ulbrich examines the scabbard and hilt of the sword with reverence, cautiously touching the tongues of flame etched on the guard. I knew your great-great-grandfather, Wilbur Dautry. And this blade, I've seen it in battle. Its name is Dawncutter, and I see that you have not dishonored it, or your ancestors. Dawncutter. Sigvorn presses his lips to the sword's handle and bows his head before Ulbrich. Thank you. Never have I been given so precious a gift. Yeah, it's pretty badass, somebody like Ulbrich showing up for him. What are these metal things on the walls? Oh, these? Everyone gawks at them, but I got used to seeing them back in Numeria. He nods at the precarious decorations on the walls of his dwelling. That machine can predict the coming of rain. That one tells time. And this one is just a trophy, a memento of the glories past in the Numerian mercenary. Yes, I'm telling you this openly. My band and I, we're not ashamed of it. You're not ashamed. Fair enough. But you've got nothing to be proud of either. You're wrong. A victory is a victory, even if it's in a foreign land and a foreign war. Without those victories, without the trophies and experience we brought back from Numeria, do you think Gundren would still be standing today? What's your opinion of Isina? Nah. Isa does good work. She's a fine lass. I have no quarrel with her or as the tribe's shaman. Those old traditions of hers, on the other hand. How are we supposed to get anywhere if we're always looking over our shoulder? Isa has to understand. Everything changes in this world, and we must change along with it. What matters is what you hold in your heart. And that's where I hold Sarkoris. Yes, this is Numerian armor, but underneath it, I'm still the same descendant of a Sarkorian chieftain. I swear it in Serena's name. There are some things you shouldn't do for the sake of surviving. There are some things that shouldn't be changed. Listen to the shaman, Chief. It is a centuries-old tradition for every tribe to have its own shaman, and there's a good reason for it. Maybe you're right, but... Sigvorn smirks. It is also a centuries-old tradition that the chieftain and the shaman have to be at each other's throats. Ulbrich lets out a booming laugh. It is, and that's the truth. Thank you for your answers. You're welcome. I have to go. Right you are. No time to be sitting idle. Okay. Bjordulf. Aeon Mythic Path. Oh, that would have been awesome to see. Bjordulf's advisor. Bjordulf, advisor to the chieftain. At your service, Outlanders. I am strongly advising you against looking into this matter. Why would famed warriors like you concern yourselves with a quarantine? But I won't go against the chief's orders. Ask me whatever you want to know. How long have people been ill? A couple of days, since the evening of our feast day in honor of Serena the Protector. What are the symptoms? They are horrible indeed. Stomach cramps, weakness, fever. The affliction brings down strapping men, as well as children and the old. Take my advice. Do not venture close to the sick, or the bodies. Serena protects those who protect themselves. Tell me about yourself. About myself? Oh, I'm not worthy of your notice. I'm just a man who does his duty. I must go. I won't keep you. You're the bad guy. Calling it now. What's back here? Ooh. What's in the box?
I hope you appreciate this.
Owl's cowl. What is that? This cowl gives the wearer a +6 enhancement bonus to wisdom. If the wearer benefits from any shifter aspect, they also gain a +2 circumstance bonus to damage with all natural attacks. If this cowl is worn together with the cat's boots, the wearer additionally gains 2 to AC. Well. There you go, buddy. It's a +6 to wisdom. That's insane. Damn. Looks badass, too. Does that extra damage only count when he's using his aspect? I wonder. Anything else in here? No. Okay. Okay, so we have the caravan. We have the quarantine. And we have the shrine, I guess. Let's go do the caravan first. That sounds easy. Actually, we should go deal with the sickness first. That's more pressing. I'm sure Darren can heal it. Where is this quarantine anyway? Is this it? Where'd we get a whole crate? Don't worry. It's from Gramps' pantry. Great man he was. Crazy wild moonshine, I'm telling you. Don't be such a chicken. I'll drink first. Black magic. Sorcerer's tricks. Serena, save me. What's happening to me? Somebody help. Hey, somebody. Hey, my buddy. Why'd he run away like that? He just looked at me and went all, why can't I see my hands? Where'd they go? Where'd my hands go? Am I dead? This is sort of see-through. My mother told me drinking would be the death of me. And she was right. Help me, brother. Hear sobs and lamentations coming out of thin air. Who are you? So you can hear me? Oh, thanks, Serena the Protector. I'm Donic. I'm local. I'm a friend. You're invisible. So not a ghost? He lets out a drunken sob. Have I been cursed? Did Gramps do this to me? For stealing his liquor? So you drank your grandfather's liquor? Well, yeah. Why not? He's old. He doesn't need it. That crate just stood there, gathering dust for goddess knows how many years. Sounds like your grandfather is an alchemist. No, he is? Come to think of it, the liquor bottles were a little small. Gramps, why would you do this to me? It should wear off, actually. Stay here while I think of something. I'm staying. Don't forget about me. I'm invisible. You know, don't forget about me. Quicker than I could down a grill. He sobs. Or down a gill, rather. Okay.
We'll make things right.
This should be pretty simple to deal with. What? Fails to dispel it. Difficulty 30? What is that crap, dude? What kind of potion is that? As soon as versed in magic, she'll probably think of a way to help the poor wretch. Okay, yeah. Man, that sucks. That would have been a cool solution. I guess if my skill was better, maybe I could have, but... Alright, do we know where the... There's the infirmary. Okay. Let's go down and get this loot. I can't believe I didn't get it last time I was here. What do we got? Potion of greater heroism. That's pretty good. I think I know one of the corpses. It was the spitting image of my mate Vilo. He went out fishing yesterday and never came back. Damn. Hogan. Do I know you? Let us remember our fallen comrades and neighbors. That's cool that they're actually reacting to that. Alright, so the infirmary is up here. Let's take a look.
I lead, you follow.
Let's take a look. I feel so rotten. I don't even know if I'm alive or dead anymore. Have you been sick long? It's been 2 days. If I can still tell day from night with this damn pain in my gut. Describe your symptoms. I'm weak as a 3-day-old pup. I'm sweating buckets and it's like I have a devil in my gut, screaming and kicking its hooves. When did you fall ill? Right after the celebration. The one in honor of Serena. It was so beautiful. And as soon as it ended, this started. The last thing I remember is a pilgrim knocking on my door and offering me some baked cabbages and meat. It tasted so good. Oh, my poor gut. Did the other sick town folk take the food too? What kind of question is that? Of course everyone did. The food was delicious, perfectly fresh, and the smell was enough to make your mouth water. The man just lets out a heavy groan in response. Okay, well, that explains it. It was easy. Look around town. There's only 2 sick people? That's not that bad. The cat is in the same room as the sick people, but it looks healthy. Clearly, the illness poses no risk to animals. Okay. So now we gotta look around town, apparently. Alright.
Onwards.
This person has vegetables. Nope. That's all it says is look around town. Smart boy. Whoa, look at you in your fancy clothes. It's obvious you're no local. The boy who looks about 10 years old shoots you a sly smile. He seems like a sharp one. So I come from far away. You live here? Can you tell me about the feast day you recently celebrated? You live here? Yeah, in that big house over there. I know everything about this whole town. I do come from far away. Oh, you're from Numeria. He waves his hand nonchalantly, but then frowns. Or is it Ustalav? If you're from Ustalav, you better beat it. We don't like people from there. Can you tell me about the feast day? It was even better than usual. I helped make garland out of flowers for the gate. Senna summoned the spirit of the great wolf, and that evening there was a man handing out food, and he didn't even want any money for it. Do you know the person who was standing or handing out food? Nah, don't know him, but I did see him. He was like you, from somewhere else. Said he was a pilgrim. He went from house to house giving out meat totally free of charge. A pilgrim, you say? Orberg tugs at his beard as he thinks. Gundren's a tiny place. It's got no big or famous shrines, so why would there be pilgrims here? Then he left town and headed straight for the hill. I followed him, figured maybe he'd start giving out sweets or fruit next, but no. He's got a camp there, and some guard golems. I kept an eye on it for a bit longer. Then I came back. Alright. Who's stopping you? Do I need to report to the chief, or... Nope, just go straight to the camp. I can do that. I guess we'll talk to Asina again. Sad old man. They say the biggest stars burn the quickest. Then how come you died? Rubbis, you dim-witted mutt. The portly man sighs, looking at a dead dog. What are you grieving over? Was this your dog? Oh, no. He was just a stray. I just feed them. I don't mind doing it, and it makes them happy. It wasn't my treats that killed him, was it? What are you grieving over? I feel sorry for the poor pup. He was such a sweetie, even if he was a bit dumb. And all the time he'd lived here, he'd only bitten 3 people, and every one of them deserved it. That fop from Ustalov, Mr. Kree, a couple other outsiders. Where'd you get the food you gave the dog? Just from some pilgrim that was going from house to house the other day. Holy people are always welcome around here, especially when they are offering such good meat. Pilgrims are usually poor folk. They do go door to door begging for a crust of bread, but you're telling me these ones were handing out meat left and right? It's awfully strange. Must go. Oh, Rubis, you silly dog. Hello. A curious thing happened to one of the townsfolk. He drank a potion. And turned invisible? Savannah preserve us. Where did they find a whole crate? No matter. We must help the poor lad, and quickly. You simply can't go around mixing potions so carelessly. Bring me the vials left from whatever they drank, and here is a short list of things I need. You can obtain one from Kree, the merchant from Ustalov, and the other from Sigvorn. Once you have everything, I'll help. Okay.
Move out.
Little fetch quest. Oh, we can't go across. This bridge is that broken, huh? Hang in there, drunkard. Don't keep me in the dark here, brother. Did you find out anything about me? Are you going to start drinking again once you're visible? Me? Drink? Not a drop. Never again. Just please help. The potion you drank was spoiled from being stored for too long. Need some more time. Got it.
Head on.
I don't want to tell him. I don't actually know if that's the truth, so I'm not going to tell him that. Hey, buddy. I need some items on this list. Some poor soul has turned himself invisible accidentally, but Asina promised to cure him. The merchant studies the list intently. Nothing rare. I'm not even going to charge you. I wonder why that chap wants to be visible again, considering the many clear advantages. You know what? Tell him to come over. Why trouble Asina about some potion? Tell the unfortunate that he is actually quite fortunate indeed, and that Erison Kree has an excellent business proposal for him. Claw of Swamp Beast. Okay. Yeah, we're not doing that. Well, I guess we are evil, huh? Damn, I keep forgetting that sometimes. I like Gisina a lot, though. Sigvorn. Greetings, hero of hazy prophecy. Have you had a look around? How do you like our Gundren? It's rather nice here. Come on now. You don't have to praise our land out of politeness like it's someone's child. Sigvorn peers into your face. Or are you truly enjoying your stay? Good, then. Not many who visit us can truly appreciate this place. To talk about the quarantine. Did you manage to find out something about the sickness? That's good. Let's discuss it with my advisor. Sigvorn wears a smile, but your arrival has clearly put his advisor on edge. Let's skip the pleasantries and get down to business. Here you've gone and stirred up all of Gundren over this. So tell me, did you work out anything about the affliction of ours? My investigation has borne fruit. Sigvorn slaps his knees. You go at a problem like a wolf at a slab of meat. You won't drop it for love nor money. I'll listen well to what you have to say. I'm certain that this is no disease. Not a disease? What makes you say that? Only the healer from Nymeria is capable of determining that. Don't listen to them, my chief. We should wait for the healer. We've waited long enough already. Now we're going to listen to whatever our guest has to say. The chieftain gestures for you to continue. Not long before the sickness broke out, a suspicious man was seen in the town claiming to be a pilgrim. He was giving out food for free. What could be the cause of such generosity? Strange. Why would any pilgrims come here? We worship Serena, of course, but who outside our town would know about our temple and come all this way? And as for handing out food, what a load of nonsense. Have you heard anything about this Bjord? I saw the fellow, but what does that matter? I don't see why he's relevant, chief. He was just an ordinary pilgrim. His food could have been spoiled or poisoned, and the pilgrimage is a perfect cover story for a spy. You saw him and didn't check? I'm disappointed in you, Bjord. I talked to the afflicted townsfolk. They all ate the pilgrim's food and fell ill soon after. They ate it and then got sick? Is that right? Oh, well, that's interesting. What's interesting about it? It's a completely ordinary coincidence. Who even remembers what they ate on any given day? I found a dead dog. Its owner said that the animal died after eating the meat the pilgrim had handed out. A dog ate the pilgrim's food and died? That's something to consider. What's the pilgrim got to do with it? The sickness is highly contagious. That's all. Even animals aren't immune. All the evidence indicates that someone's deliberately poisoned the townsfolk. His face darkens. I think there's truth to your words. You can't write this off as a coincidence, Bjord. Didn't you tell me recently that you need to send off for some poison to deal with the pests in the granary? Did I? Perhaps I did, but I've so much to do. I can't keep track of it all. You saddle me with managing everything in the town. No matter what it is, I'm the one who has to do it. I'm the one who has to find the time. And has anyone ever thanked me for it? No. You take all the credit. That's what's got you so angry, Bjord? I've always valued the work you do. Valued me? Ha! You dragged me to this cursed place. You said you would be for a year, and then 10 years later you're still festering here. Don't like the sound of that, Sigvorn? Wake up. On its own, this place is a worthless hole in the ground. It seems your advisor betrayed you, Sigvorn. Nonsense. Bjord may not be acting like himself, but he's no traitor. Tell them, Bjord. I am so sick of you, you noble idiot. Sigvorn, this place is dying, and I don't want to die along with it. There are forces at work that we cannot overcome. It would be better to submit to join their side. And there you have it. The difference between a clan and a band of mercenaries. Ulbrich shakes his head in vexation. You can't trust people. You can trust people. You can have dealings with them for decades, but it doesn't make them kin. Family, blood ties, eternal values, and so on and so forth. The unshakable pillar of Sicorian society. And we saw a fine example of it in Current Glen. No. Bjord, tell me it's not true. You couldn't have betrayed your own town like this. My town? Bjord barks out a brittle laugh. I left my town to follow you, and you dragged me here, to this dying puddle of devil spit. Yes, I betrayed you, but you betrayed me first.
I won't let you hurt my friends.
Ow. Hey now. Best calm down, buddy. Spellcaster there. Charge the spellcaster, I guess. There you go. Manorak. Let him have it. Mr. Dayron. Let's go ahead and maybe do one of these over here. I thought this was a AoE thing. Got to that. Marion spellcaster dead. We got one over there.
They'll beg me to stop.
37 damage. Where's that one at? Oh, that was the one we
I'll cut you wide open.
messed with. Good trip. Alright. Go and put him to sleep. Yeah.
Clawing time.
Wonder why he didn't move. Yeah, go ahead and get over here.
Let's hear you cry.
Crying. Crying so hard.
Out of my sight!
No match for me.
Good. Move up here.
The spirits demand your blood!
Beautiful. Just got this spellcaster left to go. Gonna put him to sleep. There we go. As good as dead now.
This will be the stuff of legend.
Coup de grace. Alright. 2400 XP. Nice. I would never have imagined that that's what Bjordulf thought of me. Well, I'll be. I wonder how much they paid him to betray me. Sigvorn shakes his head in bewilderment. It doesn't matter. Thank you for helping to expose that scoundrel. If only I knew the name of whoever hired him. It seems it will remain a mystery for now. I wonder if I could have figured that out somehow. Will you lift the quarantine now? Of course I will. It's not much use to anyone, to us anymore, is it, that quarantine? That advisor of mine, the Viper. How much longer would he have had me fooled if you hadn't stepped in? Ascena wants this from this list. Looks at the note with a frown. If Issa wants to help that dimwit, I won't object. Except that I'm sick to the back teeth of him. His antics may be minor, but this molehill's already grown into a mountain. Tell him to come to me for the cure. I'll lock him up. Let him sit and think for a while. Trust me, a day or two spent pondering his life choices would do wonders for him. I have to go. Right you are. No time to be sitting idle. We all have business to take care of. Alright. Look at those beautiful level ups. Ah, it's great. What do you have on you? Light shield +2. Suspicious note. Carry on. Your talents have been noted, and my patrons have promised you a respectable future. Crow and Shadow. Healer's contract. This contract for Numerian Healer has been written and signed, but has since been crumbled. More importantly, it should have been somewhere other than the advisor's pocket. Keen longsword. Solid hide armor. This armor provides +1 enhancement. Armor check penalty of magic armor is lessened by 1 compared to ordinary armor of its type. Okay. Natural armor. Yeah. Okay. Keep looting. Alright, let's level up. Level 12 Bloodseeker. Or level 11? Is that where we're at? Yeah, we're level 11. Never mind. That's alright. We get a feat this level. What feat do we want? Last time we got improved critical for bite. Yeah, I don't know what we want. Still haven't really picked a weapon, have we? There's a weapon that I don't know if he still has it. That Wilker has, our quartermaster, is a scythe that does like cleave damage. And I watched a video that talked about how it can, like, it stacks with this cleave, so you can get like double cleave. That sounds kind of cool. But we do like our scimitar and how it is keen. It's a keen scimitar. I'm thinking we're just gonna get critical focus though, since we do crit so much. Yeah. Critical focus. Okay. And then for you, Spirit Hunter, level 11. There you go. Frightening Ambush, improved critical. Get that for your rapier. We've got dodge already. Armor focus could be good. Just get another point to her AC. I think we're pretty good on hexes for now. An extended meta magic slot could be good for her. Oh, she's getting level 6 spells now too. She's not really made to do like a ton of damage. I think we're gonna get the extend. Yeah. That'll hopefully make some of her spells better once I do the meta magic stuff. I think that'll be good. Okay. Oh shit. Stop. Okay, luckily we haven't done anybody that I planned on respecking. Let me save. I'm going to skip over the people that I plan on respecking. So that's you three. We'll do Obrig.
Just forget me.
Because I want to have some time to really do it. And we're running a little low on time on this episode. Okay. So, Shifter Claws. Ooh, do more damage now. That's good. And you get a feat too. There you go, Obrig. And Focused Strike. I'm not sure that's needed for you. I think we're going to get Critical Focus with you. I like Critical Focus. Maybe it's not that good, but I like it. Okay. So yeah, at the beginning of the next episode, we are going to use the respec mod to change these guys to be exactly how I want them to be. And then we'll level them up to 11 all the way. And hopefully, I haven't run into any problems on my other playthroughs since I got rid of Toy Box. So I think that did solve the problem. I know this is like 30, 40 episodes after he saw the problem. But we'll do that. So we'll make her just a straight kinetic sharpshooter. Or we'll make her just probably a 1 stigmatized witch just to keep her flavor. And then, you know, a 9 magic deceiver. And same with him, but with insider. Yeah. But yeah, until then, I hope you all have a wonderful day. And I'll catch you later.